Good evening, folks. Hi, how you doing? It's Middle-Aged Gamer Guy, also known as Mag. Welcome to another Tuesday night gaming chat, live from London for the second time in a row. Welcome, where we talk about all the latest gaming news, reviews, and all the other things that happened in the last 7 days or so. Hello to everyone who's here. Got quite a few people here tonight. Gozzo was the first one here, I believe, about 20 minutes early. Welcome on in. Kindred was here shortly after that. Good evening, Kindred. Chloe, good evening. How you doing? First time here. Hito Popo, welcome on in. Hello, evening one and all. Good to see you. Flame, good evening. JL, how you doing? Rock Muse, good evening. How you doing? Rock Muse, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. It's now 6 months. She said, gosh, well done to all for surviving all these months with me. Bless you. That is not a chore having you here. Not a chore. It's a blessing. Retro Jazar, hello. How you doing? Falco, good evening. What Super Ninja news you got tonight? You'll have to wait and find out. I'll tell you shortly on the show. iQuail coming in with the tier 1 sub as well. It's now 31 months. Good evening, sir. I'm going to ask if there's any mods here without him shouting himself out. Can we give iQuail a shout out because he is our community member of the month as voted by you? So give him a shout out. And if we can give Rock Muse a shout out, that'd be greatly appreciated. Danka says, good evening. Literally just got here. Fate Psycho, hello. Welcome on in. Good to have you all here. We are broadcasting live on YouTube and Twitch. Good to have you. Now, obviously, I can't do this show by myself, but all the way back over where I should belong when I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully. We have got our co-host who knows the most. It's Mr. David Jones. Good evening.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
All right. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you.
Good. Just as we said that, a couple of things have just happened. Firstly, Kindred just resubscribed for 4 months, tier 1. He said, feels longer than 17 months. Bless you, Kindred. So shout out for Kindred. And Ozone's just come in with a raid. Thank you to Ozone. Hannah, good evening. How you all doing? It's like, hey, how you doing? Here you go. Fake Sex says, no, I'm a raider and a viewer again. Thank you so much to all have you here. My God, that's a lot of people to shout out. Hannah, good evening. Jesse, good evening. Brian, good evening. This is really, really good. We've actually got a hype train going. So we're 7% away from kicking off that hype train into the second thing. Man Defender of Gotham, thank you for the follow. Welcome, Ozone's chat. There you go. Welcome in all of you. So, for those who've just joined us, this is Tuesday Night Gaming Chat, where we talk about all the latest gaming news and reviews for the last 7 days or so. We've got a corker of a show for you. But before we do that, Dave, what have you been playing this week?
Still nothing but Baldur's Gate, I'm afraid. Still plugging away in Act 3. I just seem to come across more side quests to do. I'm just currently wandering around the lower city of Baldur's Gate. I'm hoping it is just the one map that I'm on at the moment that is Act 3. I'm hoping there's not like another map that I've got to go to, because this one's quite big. I haven't explored it fully yet, but I keep finding more and more stuff to do. But it's all really good stuff to do. All really good, story there, good narrative, good voice acting, stuff like that. The characters are all just good and entertaining. So it's keeping me going. As I was saying to you just before we started the show, I'm kind of hoping that I'll get it finished before Bond comes out in May, because I really want to play 007 when that's out. So that's end of May. So I've got a good bit of time there. But I don't know, there's still so much to do with this damn thing. Whilst I'm enjoying it, I do want to get it done and finished. So I'm hoping, in the next month, fingers sodding well crossed, I'll get through it.
There you go. Thank you. So 6 weeks to go before the James Bond game. Can't wait.
It sounds like plenty of time.
It's not.
We'll see though.
It's not. I weirdly, obviously, because I've been away in London, because I've been at London Games Festival all week. I've played loads of games. I played an absolute ton of games, of which I'm sure I will talk about more on the streams this week when I'm back. I'll talk about what streams I'm doing this week as well later on. But there were some really cool games, and some that are literally coming out in the next couple of weeks. Some that have just come out, which I'll try and cover. And Legendary JL does say the 6 weeks will go quick. He agrees. But the one that I will like, and I'm going to say this, I mentioned this before the show. There's an Xbox indie game showcase coming up very soon, and one of the games which we saw in another showcase last year is what was it? There are no ghosts at the Grand Hotel. So I've got to get the name of that right. I got to play a full 30-minute demo of that last week. I really like it. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's not the game I thought it was. But I really, really do like it. I'll talk about that more over the week. Ghost at the Grand Hotel is epic. It's really, really cool. I saw that being announced on Galaxies. Yeah. So I didn't realise I've still not seen the Galaxies showcase yet. I've not had time to watch it because that was Thursday. I know JL, you were streaming it, so I hope that went really well for you. Have we ever played Grounded? I did when it came out, and I covered it when it came out. I haven't played it since. I think I did about 2 streams on it, and that was it.
I've never played it.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. I've not played the second one, though. I remember seeing it when it was first announced. Yeah, it looked like it was a ghost catching game mixed with Power Wash Simulator, which some of it is, but I don't want to spoil what the rest of it is because it is very, very different. There's a demo of it on Steam. It's worth checking out. I don't know if it's the same demo I played, but there you go. Dave Housen, also known as Mr. Dave Johnson, says, oops, may I just say, boo, Dave. Thank you.
I'll give him a thumbs down in return.
Yeah, there you go. Got layers that game. There you go. That hype train's now ended, folks. Unfortunately, it didn't quite hit the mark, but thank you to everyone that contributed. JL, you also got a 10 stream streaks. You got 450 mojo bites. Congratulations on that. Dave says, I am now doomed. Is Dave booing himself? No, Dave is booing the other Dave, just to clarify. But there you go, to make it really, really confusing. But yeah, I'll talk about all the games on the streams this week and what stood out for me and what was really good. And what other stuff I still want to check out. But it's been a very, very good London Games Festival. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Jenny coming in with a tier 1 sub. That's 32 months. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. 2 days is terrifying. Let's see what happens when we have 3. There you go. But there you go. Right. So let's bring in our guest. This gentleman I first got to meet earlier this year. Was very honoured to be on one of his podcasts. In fact, it's a bit of a funny story because for some reason, tech being tech as it happens, decided to go very awry when we were recording. And it was like, shall we postpone it or shall we try something else? And I was like, I've got an idea. Let's just smack it through all my software that we use. And we still managed to record the show and do everything, and it went really, really well. And I like the fact that when he put the show out, he was like, he saved my bacon on this one. And I was like, oh, greatly appreciate it. It was great. And he's interviewed lots of amazing people, such as the wonderful Ash Millman, who's been on this very show. And has no doubt got lots of other wonderful people. One of those people I know he does want on the show, I'll be seeing this week. And there's an announcement about something that's happening this week a bit later on in the show. So don't worry, Marv. Sorting that for you. There you go. So please welcome our guest tonight, podcaster and gamer extraordinaire. It's the one and only Coach Marv. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm not sure I've actually qualified for either of those, podcaster or gamer extraordinaire, but hey, I do a little bit of both. That's all I do.
Talk about selling yourself short straight for the intro, but
that's how we do it, man. I've got a running gag on my show, which is I bring on people that are what I do but better. And hey, which is a case in point with you, isn't it? You come on and you did it for me. So there we go.
I didn't realise that part of the pocket. Oh, yeah. This is a funny thing. So, Dave, when we did the post, what Mag says goes, Coach. There you go. Apparently, Coach said Jenny. They said, look, it's Coach Mary. Also, I can't read. So Dave, in the Discord, I put the thing and say, here's the links, blah, blah, blah. And by the way, all of Marv's links are pinned to the top of the Twitch chat right now. So if you want to click on his Instagram, his Spotify, and we'll talk about that. That's there. But Dave read it as Coach Mary and was going, "What?"
I've been called Mary a lot. I can't lie. I've been called Mary a lot.
So yeah, but tonight you are Marv. You are Marv. So for those who don't know, please tell us more about your wonderful podcast.
Well, you said podcaster earlier. That's an amateur term. I am. Yeah, I do a show called Champion the Gamer. I thought, you know what? I don't do social media a lot. I'll just give it a go. This was probably 2.5 years ago-ish. And I thought, you know what? I need something new, something fresh. So I thought, I know what I can do. I like championing others. So I put, like I said earlier, guys that are better than me than what I do, their stuff, on, the stage. So I've been doing a podcast now for about a year. We're 100 episodes deep, yourself included. And I just like to share and highlight everyone around me that's doing good stuff. Whether that's gamers of any kind, that can be construction workers or full-time podcasters or gamers, whatever it is. And I try and put them at the forefront, and that's going really well. So you said sell myself short. I do that a lot. I'm not very good at selling myself at all. So if I do that here, please call me out on it.
Yes, do it, because it's excellent, and you shouldn't be calling yourself short on this. So you need to go check it out.
I've been blessed to have some wonderful people on there. Anyone that says yes is a blessing anyway. But some of the names have been superb, and I can't complain at all. So please do check it out, everyone. I'm going to sell myself now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all sort of about bringing those people to the forefront, whether they're a gamer of any kind. And people do some fantastic stuff out there. It isn't shouted out enough. That's kind of like my mission. So if someone's doing this show or doing any kind of gaming event or any kind of anything anywhere, come on and chat about it. Let's share it. Let's get smiles on it. You know what I mean? That's the whole mission, really.
I like that Dave now said, "Don't worry, Coach Mary, I will provide all the negativity."
I need to know, sorry to butt in, is it Dave Housen, is that his name, or is that a Dan Housen reference? Because can he curse me? It's
a Dan Housen reference. He changed his name and forgotten only has to wait 30 days because it's normally Dave Johnson. so Mr. Dave, Dan, it's a Dan Housen reference. There you go. So, yes, Dave is our long-suffering Ashens community manager and also my manager. And when I say long-suffering, that's putting it politely. So there you go. Yeah. I forgot to post that I was going live on Discord. It's because I've not got Discord open. That's the problem. If anyone can do that and do the everyone, it's probably Sophie, and she's not here. She normally reminds me. I don't think Sophie's here tonight, so there you go. Anyway, hello, Matt. How you do? Matt says, when is Mag? When is Mag is now. How are you? When is Matt? There you go. But yes. So any other stuff you want to tell us, Marv, to help promote what you're doing, or?
Yeah, so there's a YouTube page out there, there's an Instagram page out there which is growing. My main thing is I just love games full stop. And I'm trying to come at it from a different angle of like, these are just games I love. I want to provide a service, so to speak, something that people can really latch onto. And if that's something people want to get behind, please come and support it. Because one thing we do on the show and on the channel is I love my games, but I suck at them. So don't come and expect that. Come and expect someone that loves what he does because they love sharing everybody else. We've got this thing where we do what I call coaches questions. And what we do is we pose really random, you know yourself, really random questions that people don't expect, that sort of thing. And you always get different reactions. I think that's fascinating because one thing I think I've learned is if you have any opinion whatsoever, just share it.
Yeah.
Wherever it is, because people are going to love it or hate it, but there's much more love out there than there is hatred. And people that don't do it, just share your stuff, man. That's my whole thing. I can't share myself more than that because that's the whole mission in its entirety. But it's a massive thing we're doing. So, yeah. I mean, I'm a basketball coach by day, so I'm a naturally performative person, but please expect dulcet tones. This is who I am. Yeah.
All right. Well, I will ask a question then, because I don't think I asked this when I was on the show, but what is the game that you're worst at then?
Oh my God, where do you start on that one? So, okay, there's two sort of admissions I'll make now. Yeah. I suck at games. Driving games for some reason I really am good at. I can't explain why. It makes sense to me. Anything shooter related now. I'm 35 plus, so I've reached that age now where I suck at shooters. I'm currently on Cyberpunk, and I feel like my go-to right now is story-based games. Okay. I think I can really immerse myself in those. My skill is world is off, and I'm here, and I can really immerse myself. Whereas I couldn't do it before. I was too stuck on routine gaming, sports games, and whatever. Whereas now I can really switch everything off outside the screen and make the screen the main thing and really join into those things. I'm the worst at what question that is. anything Mario related. I can't do Mario. I can't do Sonic. Which is
Okay.
not ideal. I can't get the speed of it. I just can't do it. Yeah, Sonic probably is the answer there, really, because I just can't get the patterns. I just can't do it. I'm good at like routines, and I'm good at.
Yeah.
I could work out Mario eventually, probably, but Sonic is just no. I can't do it. Can't do it.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, it'd be interesting to see what you think of the games tonight that we've got. Oh, there you go.
Well, that was the second thing. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
New games. I don't play a lot of new games.
Yeah.
So I'm treating this like a learning experience now. Because you can tell me about it.
Well, then we will gladly educate you, or I should say, Dave will educate you because I'll just talk shit for the next hour and 40 minutes. Ben says, Mag can't do Fortnite. God damn right I can't do Fortnite, but I do love playing it, even though I'm totally fucking bad at it, but there you go. So, gentlemen, don't forget, ladies and gents, go check out Marv. His links are at the top of the Twitch chat right now. Dave educates Mag Waffles. That is a very, very accurate description of what this show is. So there you go. Should we crack on with tonight's show?
Yeah, let's get to it.
Okay, so Falco asked, what are we doing tonight? Well, here you go, Falco, just for you. This is our 260-second show. Oh, that's not changed. Oh, it has. It's for some reason.
You've left Starfield in there.
Yeah, why is that? Hang on.
You've done half a job there.
Done half a job. What the friggin' hell's going on there? Let's start that again. What on earth? That's the first time that's happened. Didn't save. 3, 2, 1. It's our 260-second show, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to discuss new games such as Replaced, Mouse PI for Hire, also Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream, and Pragmata. Can Capcom knock another great game out of the bat 2 times in a year? We're also going to be showing you the trailer for the brand new Street Fighter film and discussing that, as well as a load of other news stories. And as promised last week, because we haven't looked at it in a while, we're going to have a look at the PlayStation retail and download charts. It's quite an interesting one, to be honest. Well, if you like one particular game, you're going to be very happy for it. But that's what we're going to look at a bit later on. So kicking us off, we're going to start with a game that came out last Tuesday on Xbox Series X and PC, and you can get it on Game Pass. And I will be playing this Monday next week on stream. This is the 80s, and this is where Marv might like this, the 80s cyberpunk style game. This is Replaced. Here comes the trailer. So there you go. That is Replaced, which is fantastic. We've been waiting for this for a while. This did feature in our top 50 games to look out for last year when it was originally supposed to come out, and this year it actually went up higher in the rankings of the games of what the journalists were talking about. So this is very, very highly anticipated, not just by us, but a lot of people. So Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, well, this one's set in an alternate 1980s America that's kind of like been reshaped by some sort of nuclear disaster. You're playing as an AI called Reach that somehow ended up in the body of a human. So the AI is trying to sort of work out what it is, what its place is in the world, whilst trying to sort of escape this corporation that's trying to recapture it. And it looks like you'll go through like outskirts of a city into like a big city. Seeing bits where your character's like escaping on a train. All looks really, really cool.
Yeah.
Graphically, I think it looks stunning. I've always been a sucker for pixel art graphics, and I love the way this is like using that old style, but mixed in lots of modern, animation and light and stuff like that. It just really, really looks good. Definitely like evokes like Blade Runner and all your other sort of cyberpunk stuff. So it looks fantastic. I think general gameplay wise, it's your fairly standard side scroller. You're going to come across some of the same sort of puzzles that you find in all your other ones you play. Move a box to climb up somewhere. You're going to have some stuff like that. But this is doing something, I suppose a little bit different. Combat-wise in these side scrollers, it's kind of bringing in what you class as like the Arkham style combat, the Batman games, where attacking enemies, so then you see the little kind of prompts with their heads, whether you can block their attack and parry it, or if you can just dodge it completely. And you got to sort of do that whilst you're building up a meter to do a pretty cool looking gun takedown, and those all look really cool. So I think all in, this to me looks like a very good side scroller. So I'm definitely looking forward to playing this one. It is on my list. If I'd have finished Baldur's Gate 3 by now, I would definitely be playing it. But I will be getting to it soon, hopefully.
Okay.
It's not too long. I think 80 hours, something like that. Which is
something good. Like that, I think. Yeah. And just reiterate what Kindred said. It's free on Game Pass. You can only get this on Xbox Series X and S and PC because it is technically an Xbox exclusive for now. It might come to PS5 and Switch at a later date, but there's no plans for that. But it's 17 quid. 17 quid. I'm also going to say we're doing the stream, as I mentioned, Monday next week. So if you want to see this, for anyone who hasn't got Game Pass, I will have a copy of the game to give away. So we're going to be doing a giveaway, courtesy of some lovely people who I will speak about on next week's show. So, yeah, if you want to stay tuned on Monday next week, you can see me play this and then actually possibly win a copy. Jenny says, I'm gutted it's not on PS5. Blue Lou, good evening. How are you doing? Marv, your thoughts on this? Because obviously you're sinking your teeth into Cyberpunk right now. So what do you think of this?
My teeth, my fingers, my feet, everything. It looks superb. I like Dave said, I love the pixel art style stuff because it's just, when I see pixel art, it makes me think my imagination needs to work. Like, it's not just thrown in my face. It needs to actually engage the brain a little bit. And it's funny you said about Batman, because I've literally just finished that. So to hear the fighting style might be a bit similar in some senses is really cool. If it's 8 hours, I'm going to be all over it. That's my sort of time length. And what's nice about it as well, the price point sounds great, because if you can't afford the newer games that are so much money now, they're really cool to jump into. Like, it's an indie game feel without being an indie game in a weird way. I'm not even sure it counts as an indie game. I'm not entirely sure on the definition there, but it looks great, actually. I'm really excited.
Yeah, I can't wait to play this. I'm not going to lie. Now, for any of those who've not seen the show before, we don't review the games ourselves. I scour the internet to find a ton of reviews from all different sites, whether it be IGN, GameSpot, Gamer Ranks, Eurogamer, Metacritic, to name a few. And I get all the scores and I squish them into an average score. Now, you may agree with that score, you may not. We treat it as a bit of fun, but what we do is we get everyone to guess what the critics have rated this. And then if we don't like the score, we can always see what we think of it when we play it on Monday. So let's have a look at what people are saying. Now, this, again, as mentioned, is a game that featured in our top 50 games to look out for this year, which means that Danker has to have a predictive score. So let's see what people are saying. Now, Brian reviewed it on his site and he gave it a 9 out of 10. Danker said this was number 17 in our top 50 and he's given it an 8.5. So let's see what other people are saying. Ben, 8.5. Chloe, 8.5. Gozzo, 8.5. Hannah, 8.5. Jenny, 9. Kindred Going to say 9, but could see it being a 9.5. Brian says, I'm going to guess it's going to be an 8 on average, though. Even though he gave it a 9 out of 10, he reckons every critic's going to say an 8. JL says a 9. Rock News says an 8. Who else we got? Let's go up. Is that Falco saying a 7, so a little bit lower there. Gilfly an 8. iQual 8.5. Flame an 8. Dave, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this will be?
I'm going to go for an 8.
Okay, go for an 8. Retro Shazar going for an 8. Phantom didn't see the trailer. Good evening, Phantom. But it has an 8 as well. Marv, what do you reckon this got?
7.5.
Okay, 7.5. All right. Folks, this is Replaced, which came out last Tuesday on Xbox Series X and S and PC. And just to plug again, you can watch me play this next Monday and you have a chance to win a copy on Xbox. And without further ado, Jenny says, we're still getting through Split Fiction in our house. Australia's been giving away before I finished it. Bloody hell. Okay. Don't forget the Split Fiction films coming out. They actually confirmed it got the green light and Sydney Sweeney's going to be in it. And they've started filming. And that was announced at London Games Festival last week, amongst other things, which we'll talk about. But if there are no more guesses in the chat, I can tell you that on average, they scored 7.5.
A bit lower than you'd hope.
A little bit lower than I was hoping. But
I'll leave now. I've done it. I'll leave now.
Marv is cracked. Yeah, he's going to leave on a high. He's cracked it. So can we get a shout out for our wonderful guest? Go follow him on Insta. Go check out the podcast. The links are all there. They've been shouted out right now in chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, 7.5. There were some scores that were a lot higher, but there were some reviews that were slightly lower, saying that some of the combat, even after a patch fix, feels like it's a little bit delayed. So it's not as responsive as the Arkham games. I think IGN gave it a 7, I think, from memory. I might be wrong. I don't think it was any lower than that, but IGN gave it a 7. Some people gave it an 8 and more, but then some people said also there's some mechanics that they bring into the game which are quite unique, but they bring them in far too late. So there's things you do when you're sneaking around that you can hack into things to do sneaking. They said it would have been far better if that was in the first half of the game, not the last half of the game. So it feels like they're kind of, yeah, it's bits. But we'll see. For me, 4 stars on Eurogamer, that equates to about an 8 out of 10. Yeah, 7 for IGN. There you go. So, yeah, we'll see. We might rate it more higher when we try it. But I don't think anyone else said 7.5, did they? Marv, I think you're the only one. I think everyone else was going higher or lower. Falco was close because he said 7. But there you go. No, it was only you, Marv. Well done, mate.
I'll 7 off peak now. That's it.
Yeah.
It's all downhill from here.
It's downhill from okay.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully not. There you go. The actual reviewers, people are playing it, apparently a lot higher. So the general public, we always find that the general public either hate a game more than what the reviewers are saying, or they'll love a game more. That seems to be the general thing. But for the purposes of the show, we're going on reviewer scores only. So there you go. Mm-hmm. Moving on to our next game. This also came out last Tuesday on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5. And this is one of those games where I'm like, it looks cool, but you do have to think, how long is this going to last? Because this is Last Flag. Here's the trailer.
Coming to you live and in dino color, it's Last Flag. Red team is barely breaking a sweat here. see if Blue Team has got what it takes to hang on for the win. You could hear the bones break from up in the booth. That one will be felt for weeks.
There you go, folks. That is Last Flag, which came out last Tuesday on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5. And price-wise, on Steam, it's normally £12, but you can get it for £9.59. But it doesn't come out on the consoles until later this summer, apparently. So there you go. So at the moment, it's only on PC. Feels like Fortnite and any other shooter. So this is my thing. We've talked about games like this. It makes you wonder how live service games do last, especially when you have to pay for them to play. So Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, well, this one, it's a 5v5 hero shooter, kind of set up like you're playing in a TV show, a bit like the Finals. That was a TV show, wasn't it? This one though, it's basically focusing on like capture the flag.
Yeah.
But what the little sort of twist is adding to it at the start of each round is each team's got 60 seconds to hide their flag somewhere on the map, and you can hide it anywhere you want. After those 60 seconds, you got to try and find the other team's flag, bring it back to your base, keep control of it for 60 seconds to win the round. That is it, really. That is the game. I think there's about 5 maps perhaps that are out at launch, and a number of different like hero characters you can pick from to play as. I think it looks okay graphics wise. It doesn't really stand out that much. You can see a lot of people comparing it to sort of Fortnite. Yeah, kind of how it looks and feels. And as you said, the problem with a game like this is how long will it last? Yeah, there's plenty of competition out there. Some of it, with way bigger budgets that's got way more of a player base that's keeping those afloat. And whilst this one, it's got a bit of a low cost. Unless the devs get like a big number of players buying it to keep the devs employed, keep the servers running, because they're going to have to be paying for those to host it. It might not last that long. I mean, looking at it on Steam charts at the moment, it hasn't even peaked over like 400 players currently at the moment, so it's pretty low. So you kind of got to hope that if it does come out on console in the summer, it's got cross-play to keep the population.
If it hasn't, that's going to die on its arse.
Yeah, it would have to have cross-play, but even so, this particular game, I don't really recall seeing much about it prior to like this week. So if there's no marketing push, no one really knows about it. I think when it comes to console, it's just going to get ignored.
I remember it getting announced at some point last year and just going, so fucking what? Because it was just like, no offense, but it was just, okay, it's another capture the flag thing. I play it, but the problem is, it's like Jesse said, I look forward to playing this on a future community night. When it gets announced, it's cancelled. That's the sad thing. I would give this a shout. I'll give it fair, but I'm not going to play it. Again, with games like this, I'm not even going to pay a tenner for it. I'm not going to lie. It's just not great. And as Kindred said, he played it at the beta, and if you haven't got a full team, the game doesn't work.
Yeah, this is the problem with a lot of multiplayer games where it's a small, team size. You do need the communication there to really get the most out of it. And if you're just playing with randoms, you're not playing it at its best. It's the same with things like Marathon or Arc Raiders. I'd say that you can play those solo. You could go in this and probably have some fun, but it is going to be better with people, no question about it.
Okay. All right. Marv, your thoughts on this one?
Well, I was just going to say a bit of devil's advocate. Like, it coming out in the summer might be a help, obviously, because it's going to come out in a new refreshed, maybe it comes out free, who knows, on the console side of things. But it might be the whole, dare I say, Among Us or Siege vibe, where the new lease of life on the second release, so to speak, the small teams, the streamer side of things might like it. If streamers get hold of it, it might be quite good because it's quite quirky, looks quite cool, looks quite nice, nice fun colours and everything. So if streamers can get it, and it's sort of kicks, So if someone can push it out there a bit, into the face a bit, and it really kicks off, it could last quite a while actually. I think because it would be something that streamers would love. But then if it doesn't do that, it would probably die off anyway. So it's kind of a flip a coin thing, I think. Depends on who gets hold of it first.
Yeah, it does seem a bit weird that they've released it and then there's a delay a couple of months before the console release, because I think if you want to get the numbers, and if this is not getting the numbers on Steam, this could even lead to the console version getting cancelled.
I mean, it could be a small dev team, and it just ain't feasible to do all release at the same time.
Which is understandable, because I get that. Like, I mean, a load of the devs that I spoke to at the shows last week, they were like, "Oh, we're releasing it on this platform."
Mm-hmm.
And we're asking, "Well, why aren't you doing this?" And he says, "Well, we've got that one in the works, so when that comes out there, but because it's only small people, they've got to do it. It's not like they can have a group of people doing that version, group of people doing that version, group of people doing that version, because they ain't got the power to do it." So maybe you're right. Maybe that's why, but it does feel like a death sentence if that's the case with this type of game. If it was a single player kind of game, probably wouldn't be. But I don't know.
I mean, obviously, I don't know, Dave. Do you know about if the characters are different, so they've got different skill sets and different things to do, or is it all everyone does the same thing?
I think they're all going to have a few different things. I mean, I haven't read into it too much, but I mean, looking in the trailer, you can see like some of them had different weapon types. So I think there is, going to be different.
Yeah, just because it
ways
would
you can
sort of the
build your
same way
team
it
up.
has. Yeah, same way it has roles on Siege, or it has sort of roles on Among Us. It might make it quite a bit of a challenge if they sort of mix them up and mod it a bit as it goes along. Maybe I don't know, but
Yeah,
I
there's
guess
probably some good stuff you can do in there.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's just making sure people know about it. Because I say I didn't really know about it until it was put in the list for this week.
Yeah.
It definitely needs some streamers to get hold of it, so their audiences can then see it.
Yeah,
I feel like it's had any marketing push.
That's it. Kindred says they're all different depending on the character, and it has roles, which means all the different super moves are different as well. So it's like, in a way, it's a bit like Marvel Rivals, because each character has different skill sets and different things. But we've captured a flag.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. All right. Well, let's see what people are saying. So, folks, get your scores in. Remember, if you get your scores in, you get it right, you get a shout out. Let's go all the way to the top. Let's see what people are saying. So, Ben kicking us off. 7. Danker, 7. Brian, 6.5. Chloe, 6.5. Gozzo, 7. Hannah, 6.5. Rockmuse, 7. Falco going a little bit higher, 7.5 for this one. Hannah says, actually, I'll change my mind. I'm going to go for a 7. JL says 7. That's what I'll go for. Flame, 7. Gilfly, 7. Kindred, 7. Iquel with a 6. Retro Jazar with a 7. Marv, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
I'm going to go, and there isn't there like a 5.8. It's a rounded number, right?
It's either half or a whole number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's an absolute bastard for me to work it out if it's like 6.8.
I'll go 6.5.
Okay, 6.5. All right. Okay. Dave, what say you?
It feels like a safe 7 game to me. I'll go with that.
All right. Okay, folks. Last chance. This is Lost Flag, which came out last Tuesday on PC, Xbox Series X and PS5 versions to drop in the summer, which, to be fair, is only about 2 months away. But then again, we don't know if it's going to be June, July, or August, so it could be longer than that. It could be 5 months. If there are no other guesses in the chat, I can tell you on average, they scored 6.5. Marv does it again. Well done, sir. You are 2 for 2. So a good thing you didn't just leave, wasn't it? So you're doing all right. Well done, Marv. Again, go check out Marv. All his links will be appearing in chat very, very shortly. Go check out the podcast. Go check out his Insta. He will greatly appreciate it. Also, we have the following people. Hannah's going to kick herself because she changed the score. So Hannah would have got a shout out, but she changed it. But Chloe, well done to Chloe. You got it right. Brian, you got it right. Well done. So just 2 of you in the chat there. Chloe says, I'm 1 for 2. There you go. So actually, Chloe and Brian are the first 2 people in chat to get some right. So there you go. So we'll see whether that ever becomes a future community night game or not. We'll have to see. Let's move on to some gaming news. We got 2 lots of news stories for this first part, all to do with consoles and prices. and stuff that's happened in the last week. Now, this first one is an interesting one because obviously we talked about a couple of weeks ago the price hikes with PlayStation 5, that for the second time, PlayStation 5 consoles, not only just in England, but in America as well, are all going up in price, whether it's the original PS5, the PS5 Pro, the PS Portal. They were all going up in price. And interestingly enough, that price hike started from the 2nd of April, so earlier this month. But we've only just had the sales figures come in for that kind of couple of weeks after. And it actually means that the weekend ending the 4th, that weekend was the highest selling weekend for PlayStation 5s this year. So the question you have to ask here is, one, that obviously means that people managed to go out and get a PS5 for the price, obviously not the original price because it was even cheaper back then, but managed to get it cheaper than it is now as we're doing this show right now, and people buying before the price hike. But the chances of it doing better now are probably very slim. The only thing that could possibly compete is when we get to the Christmas and holiday season, if people are buying PlayStation 5s as Christmas presents, or even maybe Black Friday sales in that kind of November, December era. But it's highly likely that we would probably not see the PlayStation 5 sell anywhere near as good, apart from that weekend that we've just had, which I thought was very interesting. Now, the second thing is, and I need to thank a few people because a number of people on this story. Firstly, I'd like to thank Gozzo because he sent me a story just before we did the show last week, all to do with Xbox. And what it was is that it was rumoured that Asher Sharma, the new CEO of Xbox, as you know, took over from Phil Spencer and is shaking things up a bit. There was a rumour that she was looking at changing Game Pass ever so slightly by bringing in a new tier. Now, obviously, there's been a bit of people haven't been too happy with Game Pass recently because people are saying it's unaffordable, which is exactly what was said. It was unaffordable, and she had put this in a memo that had kind of got leaked, and that she was looking into doing a new tier. What this meant is that all the other tiers were going to stay where they were, but there was going to be a tier that was slightly cheaper, but it gave you all the Microsoft first-party titles. So you would get the new Forza Horizon, you would get the new Call of Duty, you would get Fable. This was all what was announced last week. So thank you to Gozzo for sending that. But then there was a development literally 2.5 hours ago. And I'd like to thank Dave for sending me this, and Gozzo, and Sawyer from the Gamer Guide, because within 5 minutes, they all sent me messages saying there's been an update on this. And here's the update. It's not quite as what was leaked and said. They are reducing the price of Game Pass. Now, I think for the UK, it's dropping down from 23 quid to £17 for Game Pass Ultimate. And Game Pass PC is dropping in price. And this is across all things, so wherever you are in the US, Australia, all countries. And it is with immediate effect. So if you've just renewed a couple of weeks ago, when you go to renew next month, it's going to be at the cheaper price. However, there's a caveat to this, as Danker has just said. That caveat is, yes, Game Pass Ultimate will get all the day one games like Fable, Forza Horizon, but you will no longer get the Call of Duty games on day one. Any Call of Duty games that originally come out, like Black Ops 7, Black Ops 6, you will still get access to. But now, when a new Call of Duty game comes out, you will not be able to play it on Game Pass, on Ultimate, until a year later. So that means if you've got one lesser tiers, you're probably going to be waiting even longer. But that means if we get a new Call of Duty in November or December this year, you've got Game Pass Ultimate, you will not be able to play it until 2027 when the next one comes out. So Call of Duty fans who signed up for Game Pass are probably not going to be happy for that. But from my point of view, I don't give a shit because I'm not that fussed. And the last Call of Duty was not good, as we all know. And it's funny because sales will drop for COD, possibly. I think it's a backpedal on the COD titles. Exactly, it is. But now, just because of COD, they're dropping the price from £23 a month to £17 a month. Granted, it's not the £12 a month we were playing, but it's a step in the right direction. Brian says, happy it's cheaper as I don't play COD, but I'm also one of the weird people that would be okay paying £50 a month for Game Pass anyway. It's probably because you use it so much. I use it a lot as well. So in that respect, yeah. But also I'm a tight bastard, so I wouldn't pay 50 quid. It's about time the prices drop. Yeah, I think, again, she did say, Asha Sharma did say this, it's not affordable. What the fuck Phil Spencer and Sarah What's-Her-Face were thinking, no idea. Chucking it up by even, it was even more than a 50% hike. It was nearly 100% price hike. So she's dropping it back down. I don't know. I think the serious COD players won't be that fussed because they will just leave Game Pass and still go buy COD every year as they always do. And the people who play Game Pass are probably not that fussed that they're not getting COD. So there you go. JL said, COD is dying. Anyway, the kids these days are getting influenced by a new wave of FPS, which ain't what a proper game was like. Very, very true. So, thoughts on this, gentlemen? I just want a couple of minutes from you each. You can talk about either one of them. Either about the fact that PS5 has sold the most in at the start of April, before the prices went up, or the fact that, you know, there was rumours last week with Xbox, kind of got an inkling of what might have been going on, and then they just went, boom, this is happening, and with immediate effect. Oh, and by the way, you got to wait a year for COD.
It is nice to see the Game Pass price drop down for Ultimate and for Game Pass PC because they just felt like they were just edging too high, really. You know, it stops feeling like it's such good value. Whilst some people like Brian who will pay a good whack for it.
Oh, good on Brian.
It does depend, on how much you're actually using the service. For me, I barely use it these days. So I haven't subscribed to it for quite a while now, probably a good year or so.
Yeah.
I might pick it up briefly when Forza 6 comes out, just have a blast at that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I barely bother at the moment.
Mm.
But I'm glad to see it's come down. And I guess one of the reasons they're probably taking COD out of the equation is there's always been a lot of reports suggesting that having it in Game Pass really cannibalizes its sales.
Yeah.
So like that, so they end up losing more money.
Yeah.
So I can understand why they've now taken it out, so they can try and get the sales revenue for it back up. I mean, I have to see how well it does this year, considering how poor last year's copy was.
Yeah, it was bad.
I mean, even though it didn't review well, I think it still sold well. I think we still see it high up in the charts, don't we? So the multiplayers are looking good in it. I think the one thing I wish COD would do, they'd have to do it digital only. I wish I'd kind of split the package because I'm not really bothered about zombies at all.
Yes.
I'm not bothered about the campaign that much. I did try the Black Ops 6 one and it wasn't that great. But I enjoyed the multiplayer when I tried that in Black Ops 6. So if they could split the package on the digital version, I'd consider just paying for the multiplayer and just having a blast on that for a few months. But I doubt they will because they want their £70 or more, don't they?
Yeah.
So shame they won't do that.
Or
but
more.
Nice if they did.
Or more.
Or more. But we should see if anything else happens with Game Pass now, because I know there's been like rumors of things like a cloud-only version where you just stream from the Xbox servers, or an ad-supported version. I mean, ad-supported I could see, because Nvidia do that with their game streaming. Their free version is supported by ads, and they just play while you wait in the queue for the game to load.
Yeah,
so
which wouldn't bother me if you're waiting for a game to load.
Honestly, you just pick up your phone and look at that for 2-3 minutes while the adverts are played anyway.
Yeah,
you always look at your phone, so it's not much of a bother. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go down the ad version. I'd say it would have to be done so that it does it before the game comes up. They couldn't interrupt the gameplay with ads because that would just never fly. No one would use it.
That would never work.
You should see what else to do with that.
Yeah, multiplayer only versions would be awesome, says Jenny. Kindred, yes, Warzone will still be free. Anything that was when they launched. So basically, the last two Black Ops 6 and 7. And Warzone will still be available on Game Pass. They've said they're not backtracking on those because that was part of the deal. So they stay there. So that's fine. So you get to play them. So yeah, Warzone is all good because that's multiplayer only. Marv, your thoughts on any of those stories?
Yeah, I'm just going to jump on the back of that because it's the whole like differences in tier where it's not like a exorbitant amount really on top, but it's enough to obviously deter some people. I think it's a tester, I think, for both Xbox and for COD, because if they sell enough of physical copies or even digital ones on top of what they do with a lower tier, then it's worked out both ways for them. There's no backdrop for that. If they don't sell enough, then they'll ever revert back to it, or they'll change the pattern. And Xbox aren't shy in changing things anyway. So I think it just makes sense for them to give it a go, if I'm being honest, because they've got a new person running it and she wants to try new things. The main thing really is they're looking at, I think, like Google Stadia, or you said Nvidia earlier, things that maybe didn't work back in the past, but actually with ads are really good for them. So like Dave said, if they can put that sort of system in place, they're going to try it, aren't they? I don't play COD at all. I don't think it's going to really affect, like you said, Mag, the casual player. It's just if they can get enough sales in physical on top of it. So, or the extra bit on top. So, I agree though. I've said for years, give us the split, because if you do that, you're going to get double sales almost. I think you're going to get new fan bases. That will never happen, in my opinion. If it does, it will be Warzone, and then you got to buy the thing separate. You can't have it on Game Pass ever for the campaign. But I'm with you. But I think it's a test this year personally, and then next year will be completely different.
Yeah, we'll see, because they could change their mind. They've changed it. It's so funny that when they put the prices up, they were going, anyone on Ultimate gets COD day one still, but anyone else has to wait a year. And now they've basically just done what they've done to everyone else with Ultimate. So it's like, whatever.
I've just seen Legendary there say about the profit for indie studios. That's what I was going to say next, was in a wholesome way for gaming, it could be really good this next year, because you might get more chance for more indies, because they're going to see a space there to jump into. So you're going to get more of, what's the last game you had? The Fortnite remake. More stuff like that might come to the forefront, which is really good. So you can't really complain. It's a wholesome gaming outlook. Yeah.
I think this is the thing, because if you look like Replaced, obviously was straight on Game Pass, and technically that is classed as an indie game. And they've got the whole indie showcase. There's a ton of games. There's been loads of stuff. Like back in March, we had Planet Alana 2, which was great. That was indie game, boom, straight there. So you do get a hell of a lot in indie games on Game Pass that come day one. So it could end up meaning you get more. I'll be honest, after times, the indie games are better than the big AAA things. There you go.
They can afford to take more risks these days. The AAA, playing it safe.
Yeah, exactly. Brian says, if I was to buy Forza 6, it would cost me 60 quid, and I'd not be able to afford any of the smaller games I discovered because of Game Pass. Exactly. But now, I wouldn't have played Expedition 33 if it wasn't for Game Pass, as I'm not into RPGs generally. Neither am I, and it ended up being one of my top 5 games of the year. I never thought I would enjoy an RPG. That was brilliant. And well done for it for winning all the BAFTAs as well, I'm going to say that. And well done for Atomfall, because Atomfall got totally overlooked on nearly every award show last year. And it got Best British Game. So well done to Rebellion. They actually walked away with a trophy. So I'm well happy for that with the BAFTAs at the weekend. So good on them. Good on them. All right, folks, let's move on to some more games. Something a little bit more spooky, a little more horror. Because, yes, good old Uncle Cthulhu's back with another game. This came out last Thursday. This is on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. But this time, we're going into the deep, dark depths, because this is Cthulhu, the Cosmic Abyss.
A year ago, OceanEye, a powerful mining corporation, shut down one of its submarine stations in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Officially, it was decommissioned, but our sources suggest otherwise. We've intercepted fragmented transmissions from the station.
Stacia Willishko, I just got back from Camp Boo.
The crew reported whispers in the dark. And something else, a city, sleeping beneath the ocean floor. Ansel has classified this as a priority investigation. Your mission is simple. Descend to the station, determine what happened to the crew, and verify what they found. Your only support will be your onboard AI, Key. This is not a rescue operation, Agent Williams. It is a containment assessment. You are to observe and report only. Whatever you find down there, do not engage. So, are you ready to take the mission?
Yes.
There you go. Another Cthulhu game, but this time it's Cthulhu the Cosmic Abyss, which came out last Thursday on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yes, this is a Lovecraftian horror thriller. It's not really going for like jump scares or anything like that, because I think this is more sort of puzzle and exploration heavy. I think it's got one of those games that's got, sort of good atmosphere to it, quite creepy as you're playing through it. I think there are some monsters to hide from, but there's not really much in the way of combat.
Okay.
So it is more of exploration, very heavy puzzle solving, apparently. Your guy in this, as they were saying in the trailer, has been sent to investigate the disappearance of all these miners from this underwater complex, and that then leads you through to that city that they were showing. So you're going to be exploring there, trying to find out what happened to them.
Mm.
And it's a one-man mission, so your guy drew the short straw, clearly. Gets sent on that on his own, just with some dodgy AI to help him out. I think graphic-wise, it looks pretty good. I like the look of it on the trailer. And I think the puzzles have got multiple ways to solve them. I think depending on how you solve them, kind of affects your character in a certain way. So I suppose it's got probably a bit of sort of replayability to it if you've say found the easy solution for all the puzzles that's giving you such and such an end, and you can play back through and try and find a different way to solve these puzzles and see if that makes a difference to it. So I think it looks like it should be quite a cool game. If you really want jump scare horror, this probably isn't for you. But if you like a bit of puzzle solving in creepy places, this could be quite cool.
Okay. Kindred saying, prices wise, it's 50 quid on Xbox, 45 quid on PlayStation. Normally 35 quid on PC, but it's down to 31.49 at the moment. So most expensive on Xbox right now. Gozzo, this is Cthulhu the Cosmic Abyss, dude. So Marv, horror games, your forte or not? I know this is slightly different.
I wouldn't say horror games are my forte, but this is a bit of me. This is class. I spent the last year and a half in training for this, really, because I've played a lot of Tomb Raider, a lot of Batman, bit of Dead Space. The whole mixture, the altars, kind of a whole similar feel in a roundabout way in different factors. I'm excited for this. I wait till it comes up to Game Pass will be free, but I love it. The different endings you can get. I've had it blueprints as well, so the different approaches you can take. The replay value is great. It looks great. Yeah, a bit of me. This I think looks really good.
Yeah, I quite like the look of this. Not going to lie, this is something I would definitely play, especially after playing the Occultist last week. So this gives this. Kindred says the reports there's quite a few bugs on the PC version, so the console versions are better at the moment. JL says a lot of the new games I've been seeing revealed to have some sort of puzzle integration. It appears to be the new norm. Very, very true. Very, very true. Let's see what people's scores are saying for this one. We have got Chloe coming in with a 7 out of 10. Rock News with a 7.5. Hannah with a 7. Brian says, looks like a safe 7. Danka, 7. Gozzo didn't see the trailer, but it says a 7. We always say, if in doubt, just guess 7 because you never know, you might get it right. Dave, I'll go back to you. Chat, get your scores in for this one. What do you reckon this is, Dave?
I'm going to try the safe 7 as well.
Going for a safe 7 as well. All right. Marv?
I'm going to go against the grain a little bit and say 6.5.
Okay, 6.5. All right. JL saying a 7. Flame saying a 7.5. Kindred saying a 7. Matt saying a solid 7.5. Jenny saying an 8. Retro Shazar saying a 7. Any more, folks? This will be your last chance. This is Cthulhu, the Cosmic Abyss, which came out last Thursday on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. And if there are no more guesses, I can tell you that the mods are going to be busy because this got a 7 out of 10 on average. So no win for Marv this time, but Dave, we'll come back to you. You got it right on this one. So let's have a look. There's a lot of people that are going to get shout outs. Hannah's like, finally, I got one right. So Retro Shazar, well done. Kindred, JL, Gozzo, who didn't see the trailer. See, we said if you say 7, you're going to get it right. Danker, well done. Brian, you got it. Hannah, obviously, and Chloe now gets her second one this evening. So actually, Chloe and Marv are 2 for 2 in that respect. 2 out of 3. So there you go. And Danker says, and the dry spell is over. Danker got his first one right. Well done, mate. So there you go. We will get you some shout outs, hopefully. Mods, if you could do that very kindly, please sort that out. I've got no access to stuff, so you're going to have to do it because I'm in London 10. There you go. So I haven't got all my usual streaming kit. Moving on to our next game. Something a bit more retro. So again, this might be right up Marv Street. This also came out last Thursday. Again, a bit like Dave with Last Flag. This one I knew nothing about. And it kind of just appeared on my radar in the last week. So it wasn't even on my initial gaming lists when we get the stuff like months in advance saying what's coming out. This is out on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5. And this, folks, is Ground Zero. Let's have a look at the trailer for this.
Evan? There's something on the road.
PlayStation.
Yeah, and don't worry, I'm not forgetting that I still owe Dave a shout out. But we'll
I was
do
going
it.
to remind you.
Yeah, you're good. I clocked onto that. I was just making sure all the other shout outs were getting done, which they are. Thank you to the mods for doing that. Dave, tell us a little bit about this because Danker said, cannot say I even knew about this. Same. It literally in the last week. Only just heard about it, which is a bit mad. But
Oh yeah, same here. Yeah, I think I saw because I keep my eyes peeled to see what reviews are popping up on like YouTube before we get to the shows list. I've usually like gathered a few together, and this was like one I'd grabbed. Then I saw it on the list, so I thought I'll watch it. And it was the first time that I'd come across this as well. But this is really sort of ringing the bells of like the old school Resident Evils. It's that type of static camera survival horror game. So it really does evoke that. When you look at it, it's got the similar type of inventory management and stuff, and it's got like little decisions you have to make as you're playing through. Like you have to like pick a route to go because it looks like your character's got like another character following them around. Your character's like a South Korean agent. You've got the other guy's a Canadian agent that's joining the mission. It looks like you have to pick like a route to go, and the AI character will go the other one. So that's one of the things that will bring you back for replay. You could pick the route that you didn't go the first time because you'll miss it. So it's got that to it. But the general gist for this one is a meteor hit South Korea, completely wiped it out. And after a number of years, when like everything's settled down, people can go and investigate what's there. They see all these like strange mutated growths. So these agents get sent in to investigate and see what's there. And it looks like there's some pretty fucked up creatures there. So zombie type creatures you're going to be fighting. Going to be some bosses that are going to come your way as well. So very, very Resident Evil. I think anyone looking for anything, retro-wise, going to scratch that itch. Yeah, this really does look like it's gonna. I think it looks good.
Yeah. It's apparently from a new upcoming developer called Malformation Games. Thank you, Danker. So there you go. That's rather cool. I'm going to say I'm getting very early Metal Gear Solid and Resident Evil vibes with this. There's that certain effects of those. It's almost like they've combined that. Apparently, it's normally 16 quid on PC, but you can get it for 13.59. Xbox, it's normally 16.74. It's down to 14.22. And PlayStation is normally $15.40. Now it's down to $13.16. So either way, you're going to get it for less than 15 quid right now if you get it, because it is on sale. Marv, your thoughts on this? I get the feeling you might like this one.
What gives that away? I'm going to write it down and get it as soon as I finish. No, seriously, this reminds me of because I've been pulling for a Kadelka remake for a long time, and the tank controls and the camera obviously fits that niche. But it looks cool because it's got like a really new feel to it. The art style looks really cool, like a cartoony type thing. That looks really cool to me, and I feel like it's Delcom's Dino Crisis kind of thing, where it's got the wild and wacky with the really cool art style, and it's got a really nostalgic feel to it. I think it's really cool. I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, I like you, knew nothing about it. So it's good to learn new things, and I'm actually really excited now. Yeah. So I was just going to write that down on my little notepad, and then if we can hurry up, I'll get it later. That looks really good.
Danke says there is this demo out, but it's not that easy to find on Steam. But there is a demo out if you want to try it before you buy it. So that's good to know. So what we're going to do is have a look at some of the scores we got coming in for this one. Pocket Locket, good evening. Also wanted to say hello to Osiris, who is tuned in and said a few comments. I didn't say hello to him as well, so hope you're well. Let's have a look what people are saying. Danker's going for an 8 on this one. Gozzo, an 8. Chloe's like, 7. Then goes, actually, I'll shift to 7.5. Hannah's also like, maybe a 7. Rock News, 6.5. And Brian saying an 8. Jenny saying a 7. Flame saying a 7.5. Sorry, says, I thought you missed. Oh, how could I miss you, mate? How could I miss you? There you go. Retro Shazar says 7. Hello Popo says 7.5. So, what we saying, guys? What we saying? I'm going to start with Marv for this one.
What did Chloe say?
Chloe was a 7 and I think went to 7.5. I think. Let me just check.
Yeah, I'm not cheating. I'm gonna try and flip it a little bit, so we're not doing 7. I'm gonna say my gut reaction was 6.5. I'm gonna say 7.
Go for a 7. Okay. Kindred, you're saying a 6.5. Dave, what say you?
I'm thinking 7.5.
7.5. Okay. JL coming in with 6 as well. There you go. Now, while we wait for a few more scores to come in, folks, this is Ground Zero, which came out last Thursday on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PS5. Dave, how would you like your shout out from the previous game?
What are options you can do in that room? You're a bit limited, aren't you? And you can walk around and
I can walk around
over some cables, can't you?
I can trip over some cables. I can kind of duck behind the chair. Yeah.
Let's go for the chair because everyone loves a good knee cracker, don't they?
Okay. There we go. Right. Show your appreciation to Dave by doing exclamation Dave in the chat. Chloe said this could be the tiebreaker for Coach and Marv. It could be. Let's see. All right, here we go.
That's why I did it, man. That's why I did it.
Yeah. Dave, you should get Mag to do a pole dance.
I can't see a pole. That's the problem.
If I tried to swing for the light fittings, I'd probably pull the bloody roof down. I ain't going to do that.
That would be entertaining.
I can do jazz.
So, yeah, be good to watch.
Yeah. I can't really jump down. It's because there's no difference from me sitting in the chair. It's so weird. Here we go. I don't think my knee's cracked. Hang on, if I do that. Oh, there you go. The knee's cracked. There you go. Ouch. Right. Are you ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it. Dave! Jazz hands.
Nice finish.
There you go. Not as good as what we normally do. I jump up from behind the chair and break my legs, but there you go. I've been meaning to ask, why is Meg basically in a safe house? Because they don't allow. I've been to too many gaming events this year, and now they're not letting me out into the general public. Well, they are, and I'll announce something. I'm going to announce something after the next lot of news stories. There's something that's been not officially announced that I'm going to announce in a few minutes. But there you go, folks. I'm now going to reveal that for Ground Zero, the score is the highest score of the night so far because this got an 8 out of 10.
Nice.
So there you go. So neither Marv or Chloe got that right. So they're still on 2 each. Are you announcing the thing with the place? Yes, exactly that. Gozzo is now 2 for 4. So actually, Gozzo is now level with you guys. And I think Danker is as well. So let's go see who said 8 out of 10. As I just scroll up. Brian got it right. Well done, Brian. I think Brian might have got 2 right now as well. If I got that right. Gozzo has now got 2 right. Well done to Gozzo. He gets a shout out. And Danker said 8. So there's 3 of you there. So let's get the shout outs there. Yeah, so I think a lot of you, there's a couple of people in chat now are 2 for 4. 2 for 4. So there you go. There you go. All good. Then we've got more games coming up. We are going to talk some more gaming news, but film-related gaming news. And the first one I want to talk about is the fact that when I was at London Games Festival last week, there was a number of gaming films that we were told about and given updates about, which was pretty cool. And one of those was the Elden Ring movie. They announced all the details for the Elden Ring movie. Now, we already knew that Alex Garland, the award-winning director of things like Ex Machina, is a massive Elden Ring fan and has played the game through 5 times, flew out to Japan to go meet the developers and everyone, and is helming the Elden Ring movie, which is going to be done by A24 Studios. There is a date of March the 3rd, 2028. So just under 2 years before we get the film, but it is starting filming. The story is written by Game of Thrones George R.R. Martin, like he did for the game. And we have such actors as Nick Offerman, Peter Sarowitz, Jonathan Pryce, and I know I'm not going to say this one right, but she was in a number of things. But Summer Bozziana, knew I won't get that name right, but there you go. Is Chris Pratt doing the voices? Thank God, no. And Jack Black is not in it, as far as we know. So, no offense to Chris Pratt and Jack Black, but you've done far too many gaming movies. Let other people do it. So they have gone. They've gone for some what I call more high caliber actors and actresses in this one. So I think this is going to be a pretty serious stuff. When you got someone like Jonathan Pryce in your film, you know it's going to be good. Dank says A24 has been knocking out belters lately, although they are prone to flops. Just like then. So Jim Carrey then, maybe, who knows? He could turn up as a merchant or something. You never know. Kindred said, I like the teaser for Rogue Trooper. Can't wait for the full trailer. I know. And again, they shared at that same event, they shared some stills and images for the Rogue Trooper thing, which comes out next year. I am not in it. I can confirm I am not in it because it's the one thing he hasn't done yet. I know, but I'm not now. What about Jason Momoa? I want him in all the movies. Well, it's funny you should say that, Jenny, because just over the weekend at a film festival in America, they unveiled the official brand new trailer for Street Fighter. And blink and you might miss him, but you are going to get to see Jason Momoa. We're going to show you the trailer. Check this out. This is the first time we've ever shown this trailer on this show. Here's the official Street Fighter trailer for the 2026 movie. Here goes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I got good news, y'all. Gathered here are the world's best fighters.
I won't deny it, I'm a street fighter.
But only one of which will be crowned the world champion of Street Fighting! You win! Perfect.
You're not a warrior anymore, you're a sideshow.
What's up, MTV? I'm Ken Masters.
This is your shot at redemption.
Who are you gonna show?
The path I'm on now is not one of combat.
Maybe it's Ken's turn to be champion.
How did you find me?
I'm paid to find champions. Even if they're lost.
My life is still trying to get up that great big yellow
to see you, old friend. Still reckless.
I said, hey, what's going on?
Sit down. This tournament is not what it seems. We have to be ready.
Everyone keeps going on about your thighs.
What's going on?
I don't see what the big deal is.
What's going on?
Bitch, please!
That was some abracadabra shit.
Oh, what's going on?
I'm positive that a fireball came out of Ryu.
Go it, Ryu!
Perfect.
I'm not going to lie. I think that looks pretty fucking awesome. I am all up for this. It's cheesy in the right places in that trailer. It's also taking itself a little bit seriously in other places. I like the balance. I know some people in the chat are like, "Oh, I'm not sure the balance is quite right." I'm looking. I like the look of this. I mean, and obviously Mortal Kombat 2 is coming out, so these two are going to be competing against each other. And the last Mortal Kombat film was okay, but the best elements were at the start and the end, and the middle was just a bit of a shitty film. I'm not going to lie. It was that. This could be really good. And yes, Jason Momoa is Blanca, as you saw at the end there. So expecting to turn up looking like Jason Momoa, but very green. And it has got a really good cast of other people in it. The guy that's playing M. Bison, David Dash, I can never say his name properly. David Dashanian is an awesome character actor and been in lots and lots and lots of films. Even though he's not a mega star, you will have seen him in lots of things. But yeah, it's looking promising. So I just want the thoughts of the guys here in the chat.
I think Street Fighter, I think it looks promising in the trailer. I think they've definitely got, the visuals and everything right. The characters look good, they've stuck with, Guile's ridiculous hairstyle. They got a lot of that. It does look very good. And they do a good job with the trailer to make it look cool. A few little fan throwbacks as well. You see Ken kicking the crap out of the car. As you remember doing in the arcade game. So I mean, they've got all that good stuff looking good in the trailer, but it's easy to make a trailer look good. It's definitely one I want to see what the reviews turn out to be. Have they actually managed to string a decent narrative in there to keep it all flowing nicely, or is it going to end up being one of those films that's just a little bit weak, really? It's just got all these scenes that are just for like fan service. I hope they got a good narrative there. Hopefully it's better than the previous Street Fighter with Van Damme and Kylie Minogue. I wouldn't say much sure it should be better than that, but fingers crossed it does turn out good.
That still did have some great one-liners, but mainly because of the wonderful man, God rest his soul, Mr. Raul Julia. So that's the only reason that film was all right. But Marv, your thoughts on it as well?
No, I was chuckling because I forgot that Curtis Jackson, 50 Cent, was in it. I just made me laugh at the end there. I think it looks amazing. What I love about it is, and people can hopefully stick with me, has anyone seen Cobra Kai, the show? Because I feel like it's tapped into nostalgia perfectly. Like Karate Kid was 80s and whatever. So it was naturally cheesy. So when they made the new show, it was kind of dangerous because they could have gone too serious, it could have gone too cheesy and not found a balance. But it was perfect. And this feels like the new Mortal Kombat, the one you mentioned earlier. I really like it because it's not taking itself too seriously. It knows what it is. And there's some tropes in it. And there's some questionable acting in it. But it actually makes it a fun movie. And I think there's not enough popcorn movies anymore. It's either going to be this massive, in gaming terms, AAA, amazing, top-notch Avengers Endgame film or indie studio film. There's nothing in the middle anymore, really. Well, not enough anyway. And these fit that niche. They fit that bracket. And I'm really excited, especially seeing Cody's hair as got. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
My only question mark is, can they do it as Chun-Li as well as Ming Yao Wen did it? Because she's awesome. But that looks really good. Looks really, really good.
Yeah. They seem to have got some of the moves in there, the spinning bird kick, and obviously Zangief's got his pile driver and that. So it looks like they're paying a lot more attention to it than the Van Damme film, which was very loosely based. But
even in the Mortal Kombat film, when Kang does the kick over and over again.
Yeah.
On Kano, just to take the piss a little bit. Like, that's funny. They know what they're playing with, so just play with it a bit and have fun. And this seems like it's doing the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say this as well. I know Dave said, well, hopefully it's got a good enough story. We're going to say this, the new Super Mario Galaxy movie. Everyone, the critics hated it and basically said it's got no story whatsoever. Yet it's gone on to make nearly 6 times its budget and done over 600 million. So it might be one of those films that, as you said, the audiences are going to love it. Critics might not, but if it sells well enough, flipping it, where you go. There you go. iCross says, I want an 80s and early dumb action movie. That'd be thing. It's got Barbie movie vibes. Yeah, you just go for it for the laugh. And there you go. There you go. So we will see how it pans out. So you've got that, and then you've probably got the vastly more serious Elden Ring movie coming out in just over 2 years' time. So there you go. Also, announcements. There's going to be a number of announcements this week. I'm hopefully going to be back. I am at the Supermassive Games event tomorrow in London to try out Directive 8020 a couple of weeks before it comes out. I won't be able to talk about that until next week because I've had to sign an NDA. But there's a number of things I'm going to be doing. I hope to be back tomorrow to do a stream where I will about something quite big that's going to happen. It's a huge change for what I'm doing. So I'm going to be announcing that on tomorrow night's show. And on Thursday, I can announce that we will be playing a game that didn't rate very well on the show last week, but a lot of people enjoying it. We're going to be playing Samson. So, we did that thing where, should we stream it? Should we not? Well, now I am around for my travels back from London. We are going to play Samson on Thursday night, so you get to see it and see whether it deserved the 5 out of 10 it got on the show last week or not. But one thing I can announce is there was an event in the event calendar. We had the guests on the show earlier in the year. A lot of the events I do have the honour of being asked to go to and either present at or be at. And one of the events that I couldn't go to was the Debug Festival. Now, it's the first time they've ever done a full day's festival. We had Dan and Nick on the show earlier this year, and they got lots of wonderful things going on at the festival, such as the Dark Room, the lads from Did You Know Gaming, Lucia Lareza, the nerd violinist, and Ashens. I have a special announcement to announce. They will probably put this out on social media tomorrow. But as of Saturday, yours truly is now hosting the Indie Game Awards as part of the Debug Festival because all my plans changed, which will tie into what I'm talking about tomorrow on stream. But if you are going to the Debug event, I will be hosting the awards. So it will be broadcast live on Twitch and YouTube. And not only that, during the day, I'm also going to be possibly, this isn't confirmed, but I say possibly hosting a panel where I get to interview all the guests of the show. So John from the Dark Room, Ashens, the lads from Did You Know Gaming, loads of other people. And doing an hour panel where all the people in the audience can ask all the guests on the stage their questions and find out more about them. So all of this has been very last minute, not going to lie. But as all my plans changed, I know that the lads from Debug have been wanting to book me since last September and have been hassling me. And luckily, things fell into place and I will be there. So even if you can't be there in person on Saturday at Norfolk Showground, you'll be able to watch it live on the Debug channel. So there you go. That's another one going on the list of games this year, gaming events this year. But there you go. So you can watch it live or come and join us on Saturday. I believe there are still tickets, but they have shifted over, I think, 800 tickets now. Something crazy. So by all means, come along. I heard people in the wild talking about Debug. I was impressed. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. They also can officially boast it will have the largest collection of new indie games to play. So it will even outdo London Games Festival because they had 70 at New Games Plus. They've got more than that. So it's going to be something pretty special. So I will look forward to that. And I will tell you the other thing that's happening on tomorrow's stream. Assuming I get back from London in time if I haven't been scared silly. So let's move straight on, folks, to our next game. This is a game that has not caused controversy, but let's say some of the reviewers have caused controversy for this. I'll be streaming this Wednesday next week, so you get to see this. This came out last Thursday. It's out on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S1, Switch, and PC. And this is Mouse PI for Hire.
Welcome to the trap, Mouse.
What a crappy... Some falls don't begin in the sky.
So we plant a few bombs, watch the canisters go boom.
Mine started a few weeks back. The sky was just the exit wound.
Hey, watch.
Welcome to public transit, bub.
It didn't seem like much at first. Wasn't even sure it was a case.
What you need is a big one. And this, Mr. Pepper, is the big one.
But I won't die, right? What? Something within me, I don't know, old instinct maybe, said turn back.
Get some solid evidence, and we'll get to the bottom of this in no time.
Tammy! Ain't you a sight for sore eyes?
Don't go counting your mice just yet. They're coming. Just shut up and keep firing.
This case was more trouble than it was worth.
Jack!
But, well, trouble is what I do. Okay, this must be some kind of foreign film.
PlayStation. There you go. So that is Mouse PI for Hire, voiced by the wonderful Troy Baker. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, this is a first-person shooter. I think they get called the sort of boomer shooters these days. It's that style of FPS. Lots of enemies to kill. But this is sort of mixing it with a sort of 1930s noir detective thriller. But you're playing as a mouse in a place called Mouseburg, and they're going for really cool, like old 1930s. I think it's the rubber hose animation style, as they used to call it. So it'll look like some of the old Mickey Mouse cartoons. The character designs are definitely going to remind you of that. I think that looks really cool. It looks like they've implemented it pretty well. It's just it's 2D characters in the 3D world. They look like they work pretty well in there. And your character's going to get involved in the corrupt underbelly of Mouseburg. Get involved in like kidnappings and murder and stuff like that in the cases that he gets called upon to solve. It's one that I've quite liked the look of for a while, so I'm definitely intrigued to play it. So this is what I'm going to get to at some point as well when I've eventually finished Baldur's Gate. But it's a good-looking game, so hopefully it just turn out to be good.
Yeah. Well, this was another one that featured in our top 50 games of the year, wasn't it? We were looking for it. It did get delayed, and again, I think this is 2 years on the trot. It was in the list, and again, I think it might have again crept up the list a little bit higher. So very much looking forward to this one. Marv, your thoughts?
It looks sick. I mean, for starters, you never finish Baldur's Gate 3. That's how it works. This looks cool though, because I've said for a long time there's not enough innovation. Not everything looks similar. Everything looks like the same kind of tropes or same kind of animation. This stands out. I think it looks really gripping. I think it's something that I would pick up pretty quick, to be honest, because it's different. It's unique. It's got a unique vibe. It's got a sort of. Did I see puzzles in there? Like different kind of puzzles you can do. It's a really good I'm guessing it's not that long either, probably. This would suit me, actually. I really like the style of it. Yeah, it's really, really cool.
Yeah. Jesse says you don't have to say if it's delayed. If it was in your top 50 games, if it was in your top 50 games of the year, we know it was from 12 years ago. No, it's funny. I mean, what was it when we had Suicide Squad for 3 years on the trot? And then what was the other one? The Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines for 4 years in the trot. And the year it came out, it didn't even get in the top 50 list. Hilarious. There you go. Yeah, there's an unlock puzzle for locks. There you go in the game. So this is 25 quid on all platforms. Physical version, Gozzo says, comes out in July 10th. So you can get it on download only, but on literally everything. You can even get this on the older generation of consoles, which is great. When you announced it in your top 50, it wasn't so retro style. Very funny. Very funny. Let's see what people are saying now. With scores. Let's have a look. What we got. So this was number. This was number 50 in the list. So actually, it might have gone down in the list. Say, predicted score from Danker was an 8 out of 10. Chloe says, I'm enjoying this. Love the black and white and cheese vibes, 7.5. Rock News saying an 8. Jenny saying an 8.5. Brian said, I gave it a 7 when he reviewed it. The presentation is superb, but the gameplay wasn't as fun as I hoped. Oh, that's a shame. However, I'm going to give a guess an 8 thanks to IGN. Now, we're going to bring this up in a minute. This got rated 6 by a reviewer. Yes, it did. Osiris, I'm going to have to round that down to an 8.5. Hope you're all right with that. Let me know. Kindred, 8. JL, 8. Hannah says, it's cute, 7.5. Hero Popo says a 9. Gozzo saying an 8. Flame saying a 7. Osiris says, yeah, they messed up Bloodlines too. I didn't enjoy that as much as the first Bloodlines, and it didn't hold me. I will go back and finish it at some point. I quite liked it, but it wasn't anything like the original. And I think a lot of fans who like the original were very disappointed. If you never played the first one, it was actually all right. So I think that's why I liked it. He's like, how very dare you rounding down to an 8.5? Yeah, that's fine. Retro Jazar saying 7. Dave, I'll start with you. What do you reckon this got?
I'm going to go for a 7.5.
7.5 for this one. Okay. Marv?
I'm going to go 8.5.
8.5. Okay. Folks, this is your last chance. Get your scores in now. This is Mouse PI for Hire, which came out last Thursday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series XS1, Nintendo Switch, and PC. iQuell coming in with a 7.5. Now, I can tell you what's interesting with this is this did score quite highly with some reviewers. It scored very, very well. However, IGN reviewed this and gave it a 6 out of 10. And I watched that review today, and I have never watched a review where I have felt that the reviewer didn't understand what the fucking game was. I thought the review was laughable, and I'm going to say that now. And from all the comments it got, it's probably one of the most recently hated IGN videos of this year, because everyone was like, what the fuck is this guy on about? He didn't seem to like the fact that there was cheese gags. He didn't like to seem the fact that it was, there was all these references to films and things from that era. Didn't like to seem the fact that it seemed to have lots of things to do with mice. And I was like, what the fuck are you not understanding about this game? It's not taking itself serious. I think he was expecting something like Chinatown, the game. Yeah, it's very, very bizarre. It's very bizarre. So, yes, they did do a not particularly great review. And not because of that, but it did affect things slightly. It did mean that on average, for all these, this did get 7.5 out of 10. So, Dave, congratulations.
Thank you.
I keep forgetting this is this way around. This because it's a different setup. So, 7.5 out of 10 for Dave. So, we will give you another shout out very shortly. And iQuell, congratulations. You got it right. Let's see. Hannah, congratulations. You got it right. Chloe, you got your 3rd. So, well done. So I think Am I right in thinking that Chloe might be in the lead? I think, maybe. If anyone else is in the lead, let me know. Let me know. But there you go. Dave, how would you like your shout out while Chloe getting her shout out?
I suppose you could do your little walk around, couldn't you?
I could.
That's
Right,
about your only other option in that room.
it is. Well, let's get up there. I don't know
It's
if
either that or still the painting, I suppose. Save that for the third one.
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. Right, are you ready?
Go for it.
Dave!
Very nice.
Exclamation Dave in chat to show you appreciation, Dave, because he is a fountain of knowledge on this show. But there you go. Has to be a little walk around because I will trip over the cables because, because of the way this is set up for me. Or the way I set it up, I should say, because throw everything everywhere. There you go. Let's move on to our next game and something for you Switch fans. And I have got quite a funny little story that will link to this after we've seen the trailer. This also came out on Thursday on Nintendo Switch. And this is the latest version of an old DS game. This is Tomodachi Life, Living the Dream. Let's have a look at the trailer. I am going to say that this trailer is the trailer from last year because the new launch trailer is 7.5 minutes long. I can't be fucking arsed with that. So you're going to get last year's trailer.
I'm a buckle. Tornadoes are haunt you plus than yesterday.
How refreshing. Hiya. Tomodachi Life, living the dream.
Did you want to talk?
Ah. Glad that was only a dream.
There you go. That is far better than the 7.5 minute trailer. I can tell you that now. I know people have been playing this since it came out last week. It's 50 quid on Nintendo Switch right now. I know some of Rock Muse's friends and streamer friends have all been playing this and they've been a good laugh. And I think Rock Muse sent me some little clips of it, which I thought was quite humorous. The amount of comedic things I've seen due to no filters. Yeah, well, that's another thing we'll talk about. Just be careful how you answer stuff because you'll be finding all the answers turning up. Everyone kept chatting about doing crime. Okay, so Dave, tell us a little bit more about this for the people who are not familiar with Tomodachi.
Yeah, I think this is originally a DS or 3DS game.
Yeah,
it's had a couple of iterations. I think this is like the third one in the series. It's now on the Switch and Switch 2, and it's a little sort of social simulation game. Yeah, I think you get to like design the island that these little me characters live on. You get to like design each of the characters, and you can pretty much do what you want with them. Make them look like yourself or your friends or celebrities, and then you can like influence their personalities and their voices and stuff. There's quite a lot of customization to it by the sound of it, and then you just get to sort of watch what they're doing, influence their daily activities, their relationships and stuff like that. So that style of game, if you're a fan of The Sims, you're probably going to enjoy this. But it sounds like it's got sort of a bit of oddness, sort of comediness to it. So you get some quite funny things happening. I think people are sharing quite a lot of stuff on social media that's proven to be quite popular. So it sounds like it's a good version of this type of game. I think the only sort of thing I've read criticism-wise about it is that it's actually not that easy to share stuff from the game.
Yeah.
If you need any guardrails in the way, you can't upload directly to like social media platforms, whereas you could do on some of the older versions of the game. But on this current one, it's not that easy. I think you've got to connect to your PC first to get the data off, or take your SD card out your Switch to do it. So it's a bit awkward to share.
If you haven't got a PC, then you're buggered.
Yeah, so they've made that a little bit awkward, which is a pain. There must be some reason why they've gone down that route. Maybe Nintendo want to be careful of, people can't upload stuff that they can then get sued for or something like that. Who knows? but they've just made it difficult to share things, which is a shame because it is a type of game that would benefit from just having that built into it. You hear the clips that do get shared, proven pretty popular with people. So if it was easier for everyone to do, you get a lot of probably good content going up there from this game. So that is the only real criticism I've read of it. Apparently, it's meant to be a fun game to play.
I do know that if you got the previous version, which is almost 15 years old, it was easier to share stuff on that, as you said, Dave. But also with the amiibos and the characters, as Rock News has just said, you have to make all the characters in this one. So if you've got 70 people that are friends that want to be in it, you've got to make 70 characters, which is very time consuming.
Take a while.
Whereas the old version used to be able to scan codes or the amiibos. Now you can still transfer that over apparently, but half the stuff doesn't transfer over well. So the characters don't look like anything that they originally were. So they basically said that side of things was done far better on technology from 15 years ago than on Switch right now, which is a bit weird. But you can swear in this one. So there you go. That's probably why they ain't doing social sharing, because you can drop your F-bombs in this one. And it's funny because, as I said, surprising since Nintendo is notorious for suing someone else. Yeah, so it's kind of like, well, they're supposed to be a family-friendly thing, so why would you allow swearing but then not sharing? If you made it family-friendly, then you could probably share it more. But there you go. Marv, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, that was my first thing. Was it looks like to me, because I've never really touched base with this. It looks like the Sims meets Nintendo Wii, which someone comment below. Yeah. It's funny you say about the 70 characters thing, because I was like, to me, it strikes as the sort of game that it's time consuming, like sort of thing, but people love that. Like but some people, when you really get into it, people love it. People can moan about, it takes so long to build a character or to build a world, but actually that's part of the love for it anyway. People, how many times you play a game where you start a game, build a character, and then restart and build another one because you just spent so long doing it, you love the process rather than the actual game. That's what this would be to me. And then you sort of let it sit for however long you let it sit for, then restart or rebuild and change it. So I could see this being really good, actually. It was really time consuming and really absorbing.
Yeah,
exactly. Rock music perfectly put there. I think this would do really well, because I know the old one, I didn't have it, but a friend of mine did, and it was their most played game for a year or two because it was so accessible and so easy. That this is the same sort of vibes, I'd imagine.
Okay,
especially with swear words.
Well, yes, I think that's why it's so popular with streamers at the moment. I think. Let's see what people are saying with this one. So this, as I say, this is 50 quid on the Switch. If you haven't had the guess, get your scores in for the show. If you get it correct, you'll get a shout out on the channel. Chloe saying an 8, Danka saying an 8, JL saying a 7, Brian saying a 7.5, Osiris saying 7.5, Rock News 8.5, Hannah 8, Gozzo 8, Kindred 8, Jenny saying a 7. And let's see what everyone else is saying. Marv, I'll start with you.
I'm going to go 7.5.
7.5, okay. Flame coming in with an 8. And Hito Popo, 7. And Retro Jazar at 8. Dave, what are you saying?
I'm going to try an 8.
Okay, going for an 8 on this one. All right, folks. A lot of my friends are playing it and they're having a good time. I think this is one of these that is great for streamers and playing it. And you can, if you've got the time to sink into it, you will probably have a great time. I think if you haven't, you probably won't enjoy it as much. However, if there are no more scores in the chat, I can tell you that this got a fairly decent 7.5. So there you go. So that's the third game this evening that got a 7.5 on the show. So Dave, congratulations. Got it again.
This is an 8, didn't I?
Not entirely sure about that, but that's fine.
Oh, you did. You said an 8, yeah.
I did.
It was me.
It was Marv. I got it the wrong way round. Bloody hell. There you go.
Ever the professional.
Ever the professional. Ever really clearly paying attention. I've had a long week. Not that that's an excuse, but I'm using it as an excuse. Osiris, well done. You got it right. Brian, you got it right as well. I think that's the only people in chat that got it right because they said 7.5, I think. But our guest got his third one right, and we'll get all the links out in the chat right now. Go follow his podcast. Go check out his Instagram. It's also pinned to the top of the chat right now. Go check out Marv. Congratulations for getting your third right this evening. So there you go. Coach Marv. Oh, there you go. Both you and Chloe are now 3 for 6. With
I'm not competitive, but I do want to win. So
yeah, he wants to win. Ever the coach. So, come on, gotta win. Okay, so we'll get all the shout outs, and Chloe's like, bring it. There you go. Right, our final bit of news. So something was leaked. Surprise, surprise, and immediately taken down. And it was a photo on Instagram. And what was it? Well, it was a gentleman called Ben Jordan. If you don't know who Ben Jordan is, he is the motion capture model for the Spider-Man games. So he's from Spider-Man 1, 2, and Miles Morales. And he posted a picture in his mocap suit, doing the web shoot things with his hands. And all it said on it was a picture of a spider, an emoji of a spider, and just, if you know, you know. People went absolutely crazy over this because they go, oh my God, he's doing the motion capture for Spider-Man 3. And his post was immediately taken down. So there is speculation to what this is, because there could be a couple of routes. Now, we know that the first 2 Spider-Man games and Miles Morales have been very successful over the course of the years and been rated very highly. And that when the leaks came out, there was a potential of a Spider-Man game due to come out. However, we know that from the same studio in September, we are going to get Marvel's Wolverine, which I am very excited for and can't wait, not going to lie. But there was also talks of another game that could be like a Miles Morales, where it's a stopgap between games. And this was the Venom game. So it could be that we will get the Venom game, but it just turns out that Spider-Man is in it a bit like he was with the Miles Morales game. So my question to Marv, Dave, and the chat is, what do we think this is that he's been doing the mocap for? Is it Spider-Man 3, or is it an offshoot game that's just going to be a stopgap till we get Spider-Man 3?
Could be the proper third one, because there were quite a few like little story beats left open at the end of Spider-Man 2 to explore. And I think I'd rather it was that, because I can't say I've ever been that taken with Venom as a character. I know lots of people like him, but he never grabbed me. So I didn't even enjoy the bits playing as him in Spider-Man 2 that much. So I mean, I would rather it just moved on to Spider-Man 3, left Venom behind, and just picked up the story beats that we had open at the end of Spider-Man 2, which I think is going to be like Green Goblin, and then I think there was the female character that was coming into it as well. So I'd rather go for that, because whilst I like the shorter games, I think Miles Morales is the best out of the Spider-Man games, just because it was shorter and more concise. Great game, loved it. Whilst I go for the shorter one, it would have to be with different characters. I wouldn't be that fussed about Venom being in it. So I'd rather it was Spider-Man 3.
Okay, all right, Marv, your thoughts?
Could it? And this is a bit of an odd answer, but could it be both? Could it be that there's a DLC in some fashion? There's an extra portion with a Venom, with a Electro, of characters I haven't used yet, and then he is doing Spider-Man 3, because obviously with Brand New Day coming out and with the Avengers movies and everything, it ties in really well to that. I would love if the Spider-Man 3, I wouldn't mind if it's more of Spider-Man into Spider-Verse type vibe. There's multiples, but could it be both? Could it be a case of there's a DLC in some fashion, and there's also the new Spider-Man game? I don't know. I personally would like the new Spider-Man game, full-fledged. I don't necessarily care for Venom, like Dave said. I don't want to play Spawn. That's a completely different character entirely, but I don't play Spawn. But yeah, I would prefer Spider-Man 3. I would guess, though, it's twofold. He's doing a DLC and a new game, personally.
It could be. It could be the case. They could be doing both, and they're just filming everything in one go. But both,
just because you've got a lot of content to come out from Marvel in the next year, well, next 3 years, really. Because so it would make sense they're going to push out as much as they can with Wolverine. They were doing a Black Panther one at some point when their whole new games are doing. It makes sense to just flow loads out in one go. So I don't know.
It could be. It could be that we could get a stopgap game and then immediately a year later get the next big instalment. We just don't know. We'll have to see. Big Fuzzy Yak, hello, welcome on in. It was great to see you all last week. Big Fuzzy Yak says, who's the hottie? Well, there's two. There's Dave and there's Coach Marv. So there you go. Plenty to choose from. But great to see you, Big Fuzzy Yak, as always. Thanks for being here. She liked that answer. There you go. Always aim to please. There you go. Let's move on. We will find out in more months if we find out any more news about anything. Mags just made them both smile so big. It was cute. There you go. Oh, bless. There you go. I did. They were like, yay. There you go. Let's move on to our final games of the night. And another game that I will be playing next week, which will be on Thursday. So Monday is replaced. Wednesday will be Mouse PI for Hire. And on Thursday, we're going to be playing a game that came out last Friday, which is on the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2, and PC. And this is Pragmata. Let's have a look at the trailer for this. Can Capcom knock it out the park yet again with their second game for this year? Let's have a look.
The Earth always looks so blue.
Down there, every place has its own kind of color.
You know everything about the Earth, don't you? I want to go too.
The place I felt so far.
You have to help me. Please. There's no time.
Diana, you're here. The bots, these trees, everything went out of control. As Pragmata, we're equipped with the ability to override a system's programming. We can stop Edis together.
We'll shut Edis down, and then we'll head to Earth.
Hold on, 8. We'll get you out of there. Thank you.
Targets identified. Neutralizing threats.
Man, Edis again.
I entrust this memory to you. With it, you will learn how to stop Edis. Take it and finish the task I started.
In the way that I wasn't expecting, because of this immoral.
Time's up. We're leaving. You just gonna stay here when this is all done? What do you want?
I want to go to Earth.
Never fade.
There you go, folks. This is Pragmata from Capcom. The next big venture, right after Resident Evil Requiem as well. So this has got, this has got a lot going for this one. This was number 6 in our list of 50 games to look out for at the start of the year. Danka had a predicted score of 8, but we'll see what other people are going to say in a bit. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one. And Big Fuzzy Yak is like, how's the girl breathing in space? So you can explain that for her as well.
Yeah, we will do. So this is one of Capcom's games that we've seen on and off for years. It's taken a long time to get to release, but it's looking good. I played a demo of it not too long ago, and I really enjoyed the demo. Thought that was pretty good. The premise for this one is your character Hugh has gone on a mission to the moon to sort of find out what's happened to everyone on there. There's a moon base where they're using some new discovery to like 3D print like loads of stuff. That's the main use they found for it. But everyone who's there seems to have vanished. So you've gone with a crew to try and find out what's happened. Your crew gets wiped out pretty much straight away, but you manage to survive. Then you meet up with this little android girl called Diana. And as she's an android, that's how she can She doesn't have to breathe. So that's how she can survive out on the moon's surface. And you kind of find out that this facility you ended up at has been taken over by a rogue AI. They're just trying to destroy you and Diana. So you're trying to find a way to defeat it and escape back to Earth. And I think it does look like a pretty good, action adventure game. It's going to be something like 10, 12 hours in gameplay length, which is great for this sort of thing. Yeah, it helps keep the pacing good. And the one thing I like that this has got to it, it's not just your normal aim and shoot combat because, you can aim and shoot at the robots. Your guns do very little damage. And this is where Diana comes in, because when you're aiming at the robots, it brings up a little hacking panel on the screen when you're using the buttons on the controller to move up, down, left to right through the grid to try and activate certain nodes and stuff to knock out sort of the shields on the robots to make them more vulnerable to your ammo. So that adds quite a sort of bit of extra sort of tension to it, because you're trying to hack these robots whilst they're advancing towards you. So you've got to keep track of multiple things. So it adds quite a bit of tension to the gameplay. Yeah. And that was very quite enjoyable when I was playing it on the demo. So I'm definitely intrigued to play the full game. I think it looks really good. So it's definitely on my list.
I can't wait to try this. I deliberately didn't play the demo because I knew we would be covering this game. But yeah, this intrigues me a lot. I like the fact that
I think you'll enjoy it.
It's combat and puzzles at the same time, so I think it's going to be very, very clever. I like this. Best comment that fell on deaf ears I saw was, "I'm annoyed by the AI pictures in the game. They are AI. Yeah, that's the whole point of the bloody story." Bloody hell. Marv, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, this ticks so many boxes for me. Like the length of it, the art style of it, the you said about the hacking mechanics. I've looked into a bit to that. That's a bit of me, that is, because it's just a different take on the way you can approach it, and it gives you different ways of approaching every enemy, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, my roadmap right now is a finishing Cyberpunk, Zone of Enders on PS2, Red Ninja on PS2. Then this is actually on my list to play as the next one. It looks superb, even down to the point of there's a cat involved you can have. I think the little Diana. There's a high five thing you can make her do. It's so cool. I mean, not this really matters for this portion, but we're expecting, me and the missus. And though the whole father-daughter dynamic is awesome. It just hits you right in the feels. I'm really excited for this. Yeah.
I can't wait. So, and if you want to see more of this, tune in Thursday next week, because we'll be covering this Thursday next week. We're playing a couple of hours of the game. Let's see what people are saying. Get your scores in, what you think this might have got. So obviously Danka said he gave a predicted score back in January. He gave that an 8. Kindred says, I'm going to go with a 9. Was there anyone else? Big Fuzzy Yak said an 8 for this one. This is 50 quid on all platforms, by the way, so you know. Osiris, 8.5. JL, 8. Ryan says, I want to give it a 9. I think it's going to be an 8.5. DJ Mike, good evening, sir. Good evening. 7.5 from DJ Mike. Gozzo, an 8. Hannah, an 8. Chloe says, it's cool. Beautiful cinematics. I'm going to say an 8. Rodney said it looked pretty good. Good soundtrack. Looks intriguing. Plus, they did the usual of adding the cat. It's always a win. Means it gets an 8 out of 10. Who else has put scores in? Flame, 7. iQuail, 9. Retro Cesar, 8. Jenny, 8. Phantom, 9. So let's start again. Dave, what do you reckon this has got?
8.5.
8.5. I'm going to try and listen this time. Marv, what are you going to give it?
I'll make it easy for you. 8.5.
Okay, 8.5. All right. Okay, folks. Last chance. This is Pragmata, which came out last Friday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch 2, and PC. It cost 50 quid. And if there are no more guesses, Mag, listen, not going to happen. You're right. They both said 4.5, didn't they? No. I can tell you, I'm glad I did listen, because this did get an 8.5 out of 10 on average. It did hit some 9s. But there are also some that got some 8s. It's interesting that there's certain little points that some people brought out of other things. Some people thought that the story was really, really good, and some people thought it lost its way a little bit, but still came back at the end. So still very, very, very high scores, but 8.5. So firstly, our guest, Marv, gets the shout outs. They are pinned to the top of the chat. He says, nuts. Chloe says, nuts. I've got one more chance to make a comeback. Gozzo says, if you get the, you can get the disc version for 41 quid. Brian is 4 for 7. So there you go. So yeah, go check out Marv. Go check out his podcast. Links are there. Instagram is also pinned to the top of the chat. Do that now. You won't regret it. Trust me. Just skip the episode with me. I'd appreciate it. Hito Popo, congratulations. You get one as well. Brian, you got one right as well. So you're doing really good. As you said, you got 4 right. Osiris, you got it right as well. Well done. And I think that's everyone. Dave, how would you like your shout out?
I think you're going to have to go back to cracking your knees again, mate. There's not much, much you can do there, is there?
There's not. I am a bit limited.
Yeah, the painting is now to the wall, isn't it? So you can't nick that.
I'm not going to nick, because they will add it to my bill, and then I'm going to be completely screwed. So and I need to make sure I actually get back to Birmingham tomorrow. So there you go. Let's do this. Let's hit that button. All right. Let's do the old cracking of the knees as a shout out to being done. We've got one more game to go, folks. I know we're running a bit late. My apologies. We've got one more game to go, and we're going to do the PlayStation charts. See, it makes no difference if I do it. They didn't crack. Hang on. Oh, they didn't crack. That's disappointing. I'll tell you what. I'll just do it from down here. Dave! There you go. That's Dave's third one. You'll be fine. I'll be fine. There you go. All right. Our final game tonight came out yesterday. And this is another one that I didn't really know about until a couple of weeks ago, but it's based on some films that you may know from Kevin Smith. This is the brand new Jay and Silent Bob game. That's right, Jay and Silent Bob. This is Jay and Silent Bob's Chronic Blunt Punch. This is out on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch and PC. Let's have a look at this.
Let's go, Snack Pack!
May all your sins, wounds, be healed by the Lord.
Sexy Stampede! Here we go!
There you go. So we have a brand new Jay and Silent Bob game, which came out yesterday. As I say, on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch and PC. Snoochie Boochies indeed, Big Jesse. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, these are a couple of characters that have been around for quite a long time. You know, Kevin Smith's Viewer Universe sets collection of movies.
Yeah,
you remember them back from Clerks, through Mallrats, and Chasing Amy, and then their own couple of movies. I don't know how popular the characters still are these days. There's probably a lot of people who won't even take any notice of this particular game because they won't know who they are. But yeah, they've brought them back for a second outing. So they did like a more retro style, like NES style beat 'em up game. Whereas this is looking a bit more modern, but it's a side scrolling beat 'em up. I think it is limited to local co-op, so there's no online co-op.
Okay.
So single player and local co-op. And from what I've seen of it, I think it would be more fun in local co-op because when you're playing single player, whilst you're the characters on screen with you, they're just there for you to like swap between, and they won't do any fighting on their own. So it'll just that character will just follow you around, won't do anything, which I think isn't particularly helpful when you get like caught in certain like combos from some of the enemies. You know, you can get a bit stuck, trying to get out of these combos. But if you've got local co-op. Your other player can at least help you out, free you from that. Graphic wise, looks okay. Nice little cartoony style it's got to it. But yeah, I think that's kind of it really. It's just an all right looking side scrolling beat 'em up. Probably only take a couple of hours to get through. So probably all right for like an afternoon session. I say probably good fun if you get a mate round.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. I think this thing, we've had quite a lot of these recently. Some have been very good, some have been not so good. So I have to see where this lands. Marv, you a Jay and Silent Bob fan?
I wasn't really, to be fair, but like Kevin Smith's cool. It's funny because when it first came up, I was like, I never knew about this game. This is new to me as I'm seeing it right now.
Yeah.
But as soon as it comes on, you're like, I want to try it. Like, I want to play it. Something about it screams play. Like I want to play it. Not because Davey mentioned there like the couch co-op thing. Like we need that back full stop. So like if there's more games encouraging it, then it's cool anyway. But yeah, it's something about it. I can't put my finger on it. Just screamed, I want to try it. And that's cool. I think that the art style looks great. I think the characters look wacky and wild and really beautiful colours and everything. It looks really cool to me. As long as it doesn't fall into the characters too lazy when you're not playing as them. I think it's going to be cool. I think it might be a really cool game.
It's apparently not too expensive either because it is $16.75 on PC, $16.74 on Xbox, a penny difference. $15.99 on PlayStation and $16.19 on Switch. So cheapest on PlayStation, only by a couple of pence. And also on Steam, users can play remotely using tools like Steam Remote Play. So there you go. So if you don't have to have two PCs next to each other to do that. But there you go. Let's see what people are seeing scores-wise for our last game of the night. We have got Danker saying 7. Gozzo, 7. Brian, 6.5. Big Fuzzy Act says 7. Looks fun, though. Chloe, 7. Hannah, 7.5. Osiris, 7. Hit Popo, 6.5. Legendary AL says that's getting a 7. Rock Muse, 6.5. Phantom, 6. Retro Shazar, 7.5. Kindred says, I think it's too niche. It's going to get a 5. Okay. Big Fuzzy Yak, I'm going to round you up to a 7.5 if you're happy with that, because I can't do 7.3s or 8.8s or whatever. It's too much of an headache. 5.5 from iQuail, 7 from Flame. Marv, for the final game, we'll start with you. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same boat as the niche thing. I'm going to say 6.
Okay, 6. Dave?
I'm going to go 6.5.
6.5, so slightly higher. Jenny is saying a 7. Big Fuzzy Yak says, when did you get new art mags? As of last week, because I am staying in the same place as I was staying, because I'm back in London for more gaming events tomorrow before I head back to Birmingham. So I've been in London now over a week. This is crazy. So yes, I finally go home. She goes, oh, my bad. Yeah, I haven't destroyed my studio. Don't worry. I was like, I can make you art. Bless you. No, hang on. Don't start with the graphic designer malarkey. So, all right. All right, folks. Well, I can tell you, if there are no more guesses, Jay and Silent Bob, Chronic Blunt Punch, which came out yesterday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch and PC. You are my biggest fan. That's another one of those people say, I'm your biggest fan. I love your content, and then can't answer a word about, oh, so what's your favorite video? No idea. There you go. Graphic designers for you. I can tell you that this would get a 6.5 out of 10. There you go. So Dave's looking happy on that one. So it's good. It's just not as good as some of the other ones we've had on the show over the last few months. But if you're a fan of Jay and Silent Bob, you probably will enjoy it. So there you go. So let's see who got this right. Standards of Twitch it is, isn't it? So let's have a look. We got Rock Muse. Well done. You got that right. Hitso Popo. Well done. You got it right as well. Brian. Well done. Brian's done well. That's now 5 for Brian. So I'm wondering if Brian is the top scorer this week. And I think that's everyone that got it right. So, Danke says that was one of my rustiest weeks yet. Don't worry, Danker. There's always next week. Well done, Brian. So I think you get the official award for the most shout outs. That's for sure. Dave, for your final one, how do you want it?
Oh, I think you're going to have to do your walk on from the side again, mate.
Oh, okay.
Can't crack your knees a third time.
You know what? I'm going to do something really random. Right, you ready?
Go for it, yeah. Ready?
Dave! It was in the fruit bowl. So I thought
Why not?
Why not? Next week we'll have more props. Don't worry. There you go. Before we finish the show, it's time to do our charts. Every week we look at different charts, what's going on different platforms. We look at the retail charts every 2 weeks. We looked at Xbox a couple of weeks ago, Steam charts, but we haven't looked at the PlayStation 5 charts recently. So this is an interesting one because there's one game company totally ruling the PlayStation charts. And this was as of the 18th of April. So this will show you how well some of these games have done. So let's have a look at this because number 10, down 3 places, is Resident Evil 3. At number 9, up 1 place, is Resident Evil 2. At number 8, down 4 places, is Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate. At number 7, down 2 places, is Crimson Desert. Up 2 places at number 6 is Neo 3. Last week's number 1 for PlayStation, down 4 places, is Starfield. A re-entry at number 4 is Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Complete Edition. At number 3, down 1 place, Resident Evil Requiem. But up 4 places at number 2 is Resident Evil 4 Remake. And at number 1, a brand new entry, Pragmata. So Capcom have literally taken over the top 10 because with Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Resident Evil 4 Remake, Resident Evil Requiem, and Pragmata, that is 5 of the top 10 games. Now, we know Mortal Kombat had a bit of a lift because obviously the film announcement and the trailer. Crimson Desert has also been selling very well over the 5 weeks. So has Neo 3, so no surprises there. As we said, Starfield did sell very, very well last week when we talked about it on the show. And must be some sort of sale or something on Witcher 3 because that's gone shooting straight back in as a mentioned. But yeah, Capcom absolutely ruling the charts for PlayStation this week. Any surprises? Capcom tends to kick ass. Any thoughts on that, gents? And chat, let us know. What do you think?
It's nice to see Capcom doing so well. I mean, I'm surprised to see the earlier remakes back in the charts. Good to see him back in there. I assume there must be a sale on for some of Capcom's titles. That's why people are going and picking them up now, perhaps.
It's got to be.
But they're all great games. So they're well deserving of the top 10 spots, definitely.
I can't knock that. And Pragmata selling very, very well. I'm no surprise we'll be.
It's nice to see a new IP doing well.
Yes.
Too often we're getting the sequels, aren't we? Not that many new IPs. It's good to see one is doing well.
Yeah, so that's really good. Aaron, how are you doing? Good to see you. Says, well, hello there. Capcom ruling at the moment. Indeed, they are. Marv, your thoughts on the top 10 there for PlayStation 5?
Yeah, just echoing that, but it's nice to see a new IP at the top for a start because, like you say, it's needed. We need more new things. And then with the Resi thing, I think it just makes sense because everyone's buying the remakes to play them on stream, aren't they? And stream them and be that new buzz. But with the Witcher 3, that's interesting to me. Yeah, there's a sale on, but I didn't know there'd be that much interest yet ahead of 4 because it's quite early still, isn't it? I know 4's due, but that's kind of interesting. And I can only buy it once or twice, so it can't be just me. But yes, it's good to see it back in there because it's an IP that I think needs to be touched on more before 4 comes out. So it's good to see.
There's rumours floating around of like possible extra DLC for it before 4 comes out. So that pushing some people like grab it while it's cheap in a sale in case some DLC does disappear. Could well be.
Yeah, it could happen. We shall see. But yeah, good to see Crimson Desert also doing well there. And you know what? Despite what people said, Starfield reviewed better, as we noticed last week, on PlayStation than it did when it came out in 2023 on Xbox and PC. And it was number 1 last week in PlayStation charts. Okay, it's dropped down to number 5, but it's still selling well. So, do you know what? fair play to Starfield, whether you like it or not. I didn't, but at least it's doing all right, so it's doing something. We'll have more game charts for you on next week's show. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is it for our show. Thank you so much. We will be back. I will be back in Birmingham next week. So we'll be back in our normal surroundings after 2 weeks in London. Firstly, thank you to the wonderful Coach Marv for being our guest this week. Thank you so much, sir.
No, thank you, man. It's been a blast. It's past my bedtime, though. What's going on? I can't thank you enough, mate. It's been amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much. Again, all his links are in the top of the chat, but if we can have a spam of all these links in the chat as well, that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks, Coach Marv, and thanks, Dave and Mag. Yes, Dave, I knew I was going to get that the wrong way. It's because I'm on the laptop, not the normal setup, so the mirror's reversed. But Dave is always a fountain of knowledge, our co-host that knows the most. Thank you very much, sir.
Always a pleasure, mate.
Always a pleasure, mate. Thank you to all of you in chat for watching the show tonight. Thank you for the follows, for all the subs. Pocket Locket, I've got to say, I hope you're still here. You did a tier 1 sub as well an hour ago. I didn't see that pop up because I haven't got my normal setup. I don't always notice stuff, but thank you so much. That's 17 months that you subscribe. Thank you, Pocket Locket. Greatly appreciate it. Next week's show, we've got another, just like last week, we had Professor Snort. We've got someone that's been on the show many a times. We have got the Retro Games Master himself. We have got the wonderful Pete Ward back, who's a gaming journalist for all things retro. He'll be back on the show next week. He will be our guest. Tomorrow night, there will be a stream, I hope, if I get back from London in time. I'm not going to spoil what it is, but it hopefully will be quite chilled. That might be all I'm going to say on it. But then again, it might make some of you absolutely fucking rage watching it. So we'll see. And on Thursday night, as I said, we will be playing the game that only got a 5 out of 10 on the show, but let's see if we can prove the critics wrong. We are going to be playing Samson, a Tindalson story on there. And if you like some of the games, don't forget, Monday will be replaced next week. Wednesday will be Mouse PI for Hire and Pragmata a week on Thursday. Also, big announcement tomorrow on stream. Possibly the second biggest announcement I've ever made in over 5 years of my career. You're going to want to tune in for that because it's a bit of a biggie and it happened very, very quickly. I'm very happy about that. So you can go check that out. So if you want to tune in. Ryan, good evening, mate. Good evening. So we're going to go do a raid. We're going to go raid somebody. Thank you all again. For those on YouTube, it will just end. But we're going to go raid someone. Let's hit a button. Let's see who we can raid. Dear God, let's go for this. Because I've got to use their system. I haven't got the Stream Deck. Let's see if there's anyone's playing anything that does fit what I'm doing. But at the moment, it doesn't look like it. So I think we're going to go very quickly to... Ooh, I think we're going to go... We're going to go to Irish Panda Queen, who is playing a game that was featured quite heavily at DreamHack, which is, get this, TCG Card Shop Simulator. So you ever wanted to run one of those shops where you sell Pokemon cards or One Piece cards? This is the game for you.
Crumbs.
So let's go raid Irish Panda Queen. She's always awesome. Also, if you haven't seen, folks, creator passes are now live for Timeless Gaming Convention. So if you want to apply, go check out all the special announcements. There will be a link on the website at some point in the next week or so. But if you want to get your creator passes, you've got about 2 months to apply. But the sooner you apply, the quicker. Jesse's going to be going, shit, this is news to me. Go check out all social media posts. It's all out there. If you're a creator, you want to attend for free, just don't apply twice because it will fuck you over. Trust me. We don't pick the creators. The Gamer Guide do. So they'll be like, no, 2 people. So there you go. Let's go start that raid. And I've just pressed something. I have no idea what I just pressed. I think I did that raid. Can anyone confirm that raid started? Because I think I've just shut down the thing. Let me know. Has it worked? Oh, hang on. Let me press the button. What's it?
Yeah, Jesse says it's working.
It's working.
Yeah, I haven't fouled it up.
Okay. I think we've just raided over without me finishing the thing. So we've literally just finished the show without me saying goodnight. But there you go. But there you go. For anyone who is still watching who hasn't raided over, thank you very much. And good night. Cheers. Bye.
Good night.